So let's start study club. Now, I want to start just kind of give an overview of goal setting, and then I'm going to have our head instructor, Larry, kind of go really into great detail and guide us through some fantastic exercises. So a good friend of mine, Brian Tracy, who we co-authored a book together, says basically that if you don't write your goals down, you're not serious. And so there are a lot of people that don't set goals. And some of the reasons they say are, well, they don't find that goals are important. So that's one thing. Oh, it's a waste of time. It's not important. I have better things to do. It's all, mumbo jumbo. The other is, and I think for most people, is they just don't know how to do it. And so you're going to learn a lot today of how to do it. And there are a few others that go to mindset, and that's the fear of failure and the fear of rejection. So fear of failure, certainly if I set these goals and I don't obtain them, I'm a failure, which is not the case. You just reset goals. And others are, well, I'm rejected by the goal or by other people and I don't want to achieve it. And there's probably even the fear of success somewhere deep in. And I said, I know it will help me be successful, but then I'll be different than other people. So those are a few. Now I want to share with you a Harvard study. And in the book, What They Don't Teach You, Mark McCormick, there was a Harvard Business School talked about a study somewhere between 1979 and 1989. It is when they conducted it. In 1979, the graduates of the MBA program at Harvard were asked, have you set clear written goals for the future plans that you want to accomplish? And it turned out that only 3% of the graduates had written goals and plans. So 13% had, so it turned out only 3% had written goals, 13% had goals, but they were not in writing, right? And 84% had no goals. And then they did a study 10 years later, 1989, and they found that when they interviewed the class again, the 13% that had goals averaged twice as much income as the 84% of students who had no goals at all, right? So they doubled the amount of income. The 3% that were really clear written goals, okay, so we had the 13% who didn't write them down. They were twice as much income as those who didn't have any goals. The ones who wrote them down earned 10 times as much as the other 97% of graduates altogether. So the steps are, you have goals, that's double. You have goals and write them down continuously, you're 10 times better. So you can see the power of goals and why it's important and why we want to talk about goal setting here, okay, and make it fun. So now I'm going to introduce Larry Guzzardo, our head instructor, and he is going to kind of bring us through some concepts of setting goals, how to set realistic goals, and some guidelines for dentistry, and he's going to guide us through some exercises together that we can consider and go deeper. Larry Guzzardo.
Hey, happy holidays, everybody. I have to make a disclaimer here. I think goals are extremely important, and I'm the kind of person that lives and dies by his action plan, but I have to admit I hate goals. I hate the whole process of goal setting and having to think about it, and my guess is I'm not the only one, and so I'm just admitting it. That it's not something that I ever look forward to. It really isn't. However, I have developed the mindset, and I have learned, as Alex has noticed, that if you write it down and you look at it objectively and you keep that list in front of you, the chances of getting it done go up exponentially. And I'm only speaking from experience because I'm, from the school of hard knocks. I feel like I learn everything the hard way, but I just keep at it. So I make goals all the time, and I'm always glad. So what I want to give you this evening is some ways of looking at how to make a goal, and then I want you to get some steps to follow so that it can actually be fun for you. Because if you get in the habit of setting goals for yourself, and then putting the steps in place to actually achieve them, you'll love it. It's like the action plan. I'm a nerd, I get it, but my favorite part of the day is when I can go through my action plan and I mark off every night, got this done, got that done, got this done, got that done. It is the perfect way to be able to go home. And then I set up, for the next day, what do I got to get done, and what order do I want to do it in, and all that. But I like having that feeling of being prepared. So I'm going to bring that energy into helping you set goals. So I've got four W's that it starts with. And I think since we're talking about goals for the year, I think it's appropriate to start with what did we do last year? Is there anything that we're really happy about that we did last year? Did we have some particular accomplishments that we'd like to brag about? Did you try something new last year that you never did before and found that, wow, that really helped us? Either we computerized something, or maybe you learned a new technique in some of your postgraduate training. Maybe you tried something different in converting people over the telephone. Whatever it was there something that you tried to do and then you noticed that it worked? And of course, in this first W, what we did last year, what was our growth last year? Did we have any? What was going on there? So the first W is just, what did you do last year? Consider that way. What happened? Kind of review that year. The second W is what didn't really work so well. What didn't work so well? What was something that we were really gung-ho about, we really wanted to try? Maybe we were going to get new pictures to post in the reception area of patients, or maybe we were going to put a photo album together, maybe get some video. Maybe we were going to try to decrease our broken and canceled appointments, but maybe it didn't go so well. I don't know. But so you looked at what really went well, and now you're looking at, well, what really didn't work so well last year? What happened there? What do we regret, if we have any? So the next W there is, and they're all starting with what, but what would you like to do? And I'm saying that is because you're looking at this coming up year. What is it that you'd really like to do? And really what I'm asking you is, what do you really want to do? And I want you to give some thought on that. And I'm serious because in the end, nobody's going to do anything they don't want to do. And there probably isn't anything more frustrating than having a list of things that you want to do and never really get them done. I would say give yourself a smaller list, and if there's things on that list that you say, you know what, I know I should do it, but I'm not, like maybe I should lose weight, or maybe I should get more rest or eat better or whatever, but you don't have any intention of changing, then I would say take that off that list, or get with somebody who could help you. Like if you want to eat better, if that's one of your goals, then maybe if you can't do it on your own from reading a book or making a list when you shop, maybe you need to work with a nutritionist and have that person help you. But my point is, I feel like if you stick to goals that you really want to do, it's more than likely you'll do those. And if your list is short and you don't feel overwhelmed, then it's even more likely that you're going to get it done, because you can always add to your list. I just don't want you to go through the frustration of setting a challenge for yourself and then failing at it because you never got to it, or because you really didn't think it was important, or anything like that.